What sort of challenge are you expecting from Wolves? And what have you sort of made of them under Nuno Espirito Santo?
Well, I think the manager has created the perfect environment for the players. I think they didn't have very big expectations, but with their performances and their consistency, they have gained respect of all the teams in the league. They compete really well, as I said before. Really clear game plan of how they want to expose the opponent. Very solid defensively and with some really good talent on forward position that can win the game at any moment. So a very complicated side.
It wouldn't be sort of the weekly news conference without a mention of Aubameyang. I know what you said about him last night about being positive that he will stay. What has given you such positivity, and is there any further update on that?
I don't know. It's the way I feel, the way I communicate with him, the conversation that I have with him, with the people around him, and it's the energy that I sense. It's just my opinion. Things change in football very quickly, but when you ask me in that moment how I feel about Oba's future in this moment, I feel that he wants to continue with us and keep developing and helping us to be a better team.
Are you seeing a lot of the positive signs in the team, and in terms of the development of the side, are you seeing a lot of that will help convince him to stay?
I think so. He needs to feel that he belongs somewhere, that he believes that we can achieve the goals that he has individual and collectively for a long time. He's very settled in the city. His family are really happy here as well, I think. And he's loved, respected, and admired by his teammates, which is a huge thing to have in any football club. So that's what it gives me positivity, and as well because I see the enjoyment that this having, the work rate that he puts in all the time, and the decision that he makes every time. So that's where my feelings are coming from.
And just a final one, a lot of talk this week. Can you confirm you're interested in Thomas Partey?
I cannot talk about any interest of players that play for any other team that is not ours, sorry.
Maybe, or Mikel, just a general one then. Do you know what sort of you need to strengthen when it comes to... I know it's going to be sort of a short...
Very clear. If there is something, it's very clear plan, and the specificity of the players and position and the squad balance that we need to compete with the rest of the top teams in the country.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul. George Cummings at BBC.
Hello, Mikel. You worked with one of the best Premier League strikers ever with Sergio Aguero. I just wonder how Aubameyang compares.
Well, they have completely different qualities overall, but a very common thing, which is that they have an incredible ability to put the ball in the back of the net, for sure. And very different characters, very different players, both ruthless to train to keep scoring goals, be annoyed if they don't do so, and an incredible talent, both of them, to do the most difficult thing in football, which is scoring goals.
You was at Arsenal when Robin van Persie was there. He was captain and he ended up leaving. How important would it be for you as manager to keep your talisman and that captain Aubameyang?
Yeah, when we played with Robin, he used to do the difference for us every week. He's one of I always said that probably the striker that I have enjoyed most playing with because of his intelligence, the overall quality to play around in any position, in any area of the field, and as well the quality of his finishing and movement. But now we have the luck of having Oban, a player that can do that in any moment of the game, and we have to feed him and put him in the right position as much as possible in the games to help us win as many.
Can I ask you about another striker, but for the opposite team, Raul Jimenez? What do you make of him and Traore? Very dangerous partnership they've got.
Yeah, they link with each other really, really well. They're understanding the movement, the pattern that they have. They are a big threat. I think Raul, the way he's settled in the country and the player he's become is as well because of the structure that he has in the team that his manager has created and the players around him as well. And Adama, I know him from his time in Barcelona, is a player that, he can unlock the door any moment in the game.
And just on Ozil and Guendouzi, have you made your mind up whether they'll be in the squad or is that still to be decided?
It's still to be decided.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Lindsay Hooper from Premier League. Lindsay, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Lovely. Hi, Mikel. I'm just wondering, the 6 months that you've had in charge of Arsenal, a lot has happened. How much learning have you done, both pre-lockdown and now post the restart?
Yeah, it's been a challenge because, as you said, so many different things happened in 6 months. A big lockdown as well. A lot of games when I joined, a lot of games after the lockdown. Very little time to training and a lot of issues to be resolved as well around the team and within the club. But I'm gathering all the information that I can to make the best possible decisions for the future of the club, to try to improve the team as much as possible, to get to know the players that we have, the environment that we are trying to create, our culture, and hopefully step by step get better.
We've seen you introduce so many young players and so many that have caught the eye. How close are you to getting the starting 11 that you want and envisage?
I think this is something that is always in constant evaluation because things change very quickly from 1 week to the other. You have to see players' reaction when things are going for them, and as well how players react when they have a difficult moment or bad results. And it's part of the process, but everybody's getting chances, and the young players, it's not that I give them the chance, they deserve it with the work that they put in, and as well the work that the staff and the academy members have done in the past with them to get them ready for the stage that they are on. So yeah, we are evaluating a lot of things at the moment, as well as trying to get the best possible performances and get the wins that we need to climb on the table.
Wolves have had 3 clean sheets. Does breaking down their defence pose the biggest challenge for you this weekend?
Yes, I think a lot of teams have struggled to create anything against them. They are really, really strong defensively, very well structured, very little spaces to attack. We will put a plan to try to help them, obviously, with the right players in the right spaces to try to create the chances that we need to win the game. And as well, a team that's in counter-attack and when they are stable in the final third against the opponent, have the players to hurt you. So, yeah, that's where they are very solid and consistent. A team that doesn't concede many has always good chance to win the game and be up top of the table.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ian Abrahams at TalkSport.
Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
Big week coming up, isn't it? Because if you beat Wolves and beat Leicester, suddenly you're right back in the hunt for top 4, top 5, depending on whether Manchester City get this European ban. Have you thought about that?
As I said, I think about tomorrow, prepare the best possible training session, go to Wolves and try to win the game and see what happens. At the moment, it's not in our hands to do anything else than win football matches and have the best possible chance the last 2 or 3 games to see where we can get.
Do you not look at the results of teams around you?
I do, of course, yeah.
So it is a big week. Going back to Traore, you said you know him from Barcelona. Are you surprised how good he's been this year?
No. I always saw incredible potential that the moment he could develop or evolve in certain areas of his game that he was unstoppable to play at times. When he gets the service in the right moments and he gets isolated, he's a player that it's so difficult to defend. And he's showing that, and he's doing in a constant way right now, something that for a very talented player and a forward player is not easy to do.
And the final one from me is we always talk about, as you know, the top 6, Arsenal and Spurs, Chelsea, Man United, Man City and Liverpool. Do you think now in English football there's maybe a top 2 in Liverpool and City and then 6 teams below that, and I'll throw in the Wolves and Leicester who you both play this week?
It looks like it at the moment, and what happened in the table in the last 2 or 3 years suggests that. But things change very quickly. Look how Liverpool have evolved in the last 4 or 5 years. United as well is looking really strong at the moment and looks that they're making a lot of right decisions. Leicester is the same. Wolves, the season they are having, and Spurs will get better. So it's going to be a challenge, but that gap has to be closed. And for us as well, the margin that we have for improvement is still very, very big.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Mark Mann-Bryans from Press Association.
Evening, Mikel.
Hello.
Can I just ask quickly about William Saliba? You said the other day about you were hoping he could stay and play in the cup final. We now know that isn't happening. How disappointing is it for him? And will you now look to get him to London Colney as soon as possible?
Yeah, as you know, both clubs have some conversations. At the moment, they haven't reached any agreement for him to be able to play in the final. At the end of the day, he's our player. We want the best for him. We want to protect him, and we want in the best possible conditions for us as well when he joins us. But it's something that is being dealt club level.
When he does come in, you will have quite a number of selections at centre-back for next season. So will you therefore have to look to move maybe one or two of your centre-backs on in the summer?
We will see, because Pablo won't be available to start the season and Callum won't be available to start the season. And that is still when we have 9 games left to the end of the season. A lot of things can happen. William has had a lot of issues this season with injuries as well, so he's not been an unstable player in that sense. So let's wait and see. At the moment, we're going to have options, and we will consider the situation, what is best to do in the future, but we don't have much stability there at the moment.
Just another one slightly about transfer window. Given the uncertain finances around a lot of clubs at the moment with what's happening with COVID, is it your understanding that you would have to sell players to be able to bring players in?
Again, we don't know how the market is going to be. Obviously, we are putting different plans together to see what we're going to be able to do. At the moment, the uncertainty is still big as well. The way we're going to finish the season would dictate a lot of things financially as well. So we have to be a bit patient and see what happens.
In your mind, generally, do you think that we will see the 100 millions being spent this summer all around, or will everyone have to rein it in and hold the purse strings a little bit more?
You're seeing different things. The way that Chelsea is dealing with the market is different to the rest at the moment, but Bayern Munich as well, they've been really aggressive. So I don't know. But if you ask me, we cannot be a team that has to sell his best player to try to bring in and improve our squad, that's for sure.
And then just finally from me, Mikel, I know you're not too keen on talking about the Matteo Guendouzi situation at the moment, but you did talk about Granit last night and how he's a leader in the team, how he's come back from what he had with the fans and the falling out he had there. Can that be an example to Matteo to say, look, there is a way back if something's gone wrong, if there's been a breakdown in communications, the door's always open for you to get back in the team?
We try to deal with every situation individually, trying to assess everything that has happened, trying to help the players, trying to improve them, trying to give them the right environment, and it's not different to any other player.